Okay, this is not going to be fun.
Okay, this is where Empire last pick Brood. And then do Brood mid, safe lane TA with Witch Doctor, off lane Tusk with Queen.
Take a book out of the old secret one.
That's the game plan.
Well, the Storm is going to actually be the ban here. So obviously the potential of Storm and Viper, again, they can be mixed around.
They think that they're going to dodge the lane matchup, I think.
Okay.
Or no, wait, Empire ban it, never mind.
Yeah, Empire
ban it, not Newbee, okay, yeah. So, it could have been safe lane Storm for sure. They're assuming that it's support Lina, like 100%.
Reserve time.
Because otherwise you have too many cores, right? Spirit Breaker, Viper, yeah, it has to be. So now, what is the ban? I would just ban Brood just to be safe. Like, I'm going to have nightmares about that. Okay, it's a Razor ban.
Radiant team pick.
Empire now with this final pick, and it's maybe going to make it a little bit more clear what their game plan is. In terms of, like, I mean, the fact that they have got this Viper against it is not going to be nice. But maybe Empire, I guess if you're picking at this portion, you're obviously confident in being able to play around whatever Newbee's going to throw at you in those final two picks. So yeah. I'm sure they would have thought about the Viper, and you know, they had the mental. It doesn't matter in the sense that they must have a game plan. And Empire with this final pick, still looking for what we expect to be that final support hero here for the side.
You know, this is what I think makes Secret such a good team. And I know we're watching Empire Newbee, but Secret would have just instantly picked Brood here. They would not have hesitated, and they would have said, we don't care if our lanes are weird, we would have picked it.
I think they just go for, I mean, what about throwing in the Disruptor? Getting that back. That's an Empire classic.
Yeah, Disruptor. Oh, it's Mag.
Okay.
So Resolution Mag.
I think
Yoku Tusk.
I guess it might be, what, a Tusk top lane?
Wait, who plays the TA? So, Resolution plays TA and Mag. So is it support Mag?
I think it's going to be... I think they'll just do Tusk as the support with Witch Doctor. They're going to put Yoku on something... I think it will be Magnus Yoku. Yoku's going to play the Magnus. Yoku's going to play... We've seen him do it before. It'll be Yoku on the offlane Magnus, and it's going to be one of the supports playing Tusk. So it'll probably be... Yeah, it's going to be a Aloha dance on the Tusk, I'd imagine.
Yeah, okay. So it is Silent Queen.
It's your offlane Mag.
TA, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. And Ember Spirit. Okay. Moo Ember Spirit. It's one of his classics, and well, it's going to be the pick here against the line. But we're seeing a Magnus. I'm happy about a Magnus game. Have we had a single Magnus game?
Not that we've cast.
No, not that we've cast.
Yeah, but there might have been one in another. Actually, has there been any Magnus games? There has to have been at least one.
There must have been. Someone else must have played it. But yeah, so Yoku's going to be on the Magnus. It is going to look like it's going to be this solo safe lane and this aggressive, silent, always want to fly, and Aloha Dance tri lane. With, of course, Resolution in the mid lane on the TA. Over the side of Newbee, they're going to probably see what Empire do and react to it, I'd imagine.
I would assume so, yeah.
Try and get the favorable lane matchups.
You're probably going to want to put Rabbit up against either of the TA or the Queen. Moo on Ember, it's kind of a rough matchup against TA, but it also depends on how the TA skills. If you go 3-1-1, the Ember will actually do fine. But if the TA decides to max meld, or at least put like 2 points into it, it can be really troublesome for the Ember because you have to go in melee range to hit, and every single time you're just taking huge damage from meld strikes. So for now, Newbee doing the standard get control of the enemy jungle maneuver here at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, nicely done though by Yoku. Did get the ward down first and did catch vision of them popping down there, so he will know that Newbee have got that ward placed down there. In terms of lanes, yeah, Aloha Dance hanging up here on the top. Always want to fly about and silent position very aggressively here on this high ground. Looking to secure the top rune. And from the side of Newbee, they've got Rabbit down here with June at the moment. Sansheng around the mid lane, but well, is it going to be Moo on this safe lane Ember? By the looks of it, they're going to put him up on the safe lane. And then have this maybe very nasty aggressive tri lane of the Viper, Spirit Breaker, and Undying. No, Rabbit, okay, Rabbit's going to... Well, where's Rabbit going to go? Is he just going to go to mid? He's going mid, okay. And then, Sansheng's going to... I mean, does Sansheng need to go top and help Moo, or can Moo be left on his own?
I don't think Moo is going to be getting a lot no matter where he goes. In reality, what could happen is Rabbit decides that it's probably better to just go top and take the brunt of the tri-lane as Viper than to let Moo sit there, because Moo is probably going to make more use of the farm, I think, than the Viper. Even if the matchup mid is still favorable for the TA in a 1v1, I think you might end up losing less if you just put Rabbit up there and then you have Moo go mid, because at least then Moo will get EXP. And I think you want EXP on Ember at least. Like, obviously you want farm too, but if you get to level 6 or 7, at the very least you're going to have that max Flame Guard, you're going to have a couple points in the Searing Chains and those Remnants that you kind of need, right? Like, it's the bread and butter of the hero.
So bottom lane, you've got this Magnus on his own against the Spirit Breaker and dying. I mean, this can't be a nice lane for Yoku.
Well, it's not going to be a nice lane, but at the very least, they won't kill him unless there's some 17% going on. He might get harassed a bit, but he's brought a pretty good amount of regen to the lane. He'll probably go bottle too on top of that. And Sansheng has made his way towards top on the side of Newbee, so yeah, they're TPing up a third. So they are actually just going to straight up contest this tri-lane.
And I mean, tri-lanes as they go, the fact that Empire, they've got the Tusk though. I mean, I guess with the Undying thrown in their hero that certainly does thrive on going against a tri-lane if he can get those multi-man decays off. And I mean, this is good for Yoku. You know, giving him this lane against the Spirit Breaker, he's going to have a little bit of a nicer time. And Newbee obviously thinking that they can definitely achieve something by having the Undying up here. And if anything at the moment, it is creating a little bit more space for Moo to farm a little bit more reliably. And that means, as you said, they don't have to do this trade now. Rabbit can just take advantage of this mid lane and of the superiority that Viper has over a TA.
It's a great matchup for now. I think the Undying in of itself, just being in that lane, no snowball here onto Moo.
Tombstone has been dropped though for the side of Newbee. Moo's going to be able to walk this one off. He has got a dagger in his back. Banana trying to chase down, always want to fly. Blink forward from Silent. It's going to be Banana finding the first blood on the Witch Doctor. Empire might just be able to find a kill in return. Aloha dance with the... Oh, it's Sansheng coming in with the deny onto Moo. Very nicely done. And now Banana, they're looking for a second kill. They might just find it. It's going to be a snowball. I think it's just going for the dirt here. So Sansheng should be able to pick his kill up. Okay, no, it's going for Lina, but he gets the Light Striker out in time. And now Sonny has got a blink, will need to use it to get himself out. But 2 kills there for Newbee. They do lose a hero, but it was a deny there from Sansheng. Very nicely done. And this tri-lane already off to a great start now for Newbee.
I was going to mention how having the Undying in the lane makes it a lot less likely that Empire would do something like that. But before I say it, they just go in and they prove my thought wrong. I was like, against Undying, you typically don't just go ham like that, even if it's a 2v3 engagement, because as Tusk, you're forcing the other support into the team fight when you put him in a snowball like that, and then you can't really run away from the tombstone, so you have to kill it. And Sansheng with the clutch deny, as you mentioned before. The funny part about that deny was he actually had 4 wand charges and a salve. I'm not even sure if he would have died. I think maybe the deny wasn't even necessary, but either way, it was cool to see.
Well, off the back of that, we're actually seeing Aloha Dance move towards the mid lane. Maybe see if he can help Resolution catch out Rabbit. Oh, sorry. At the same time, June goes 17%. In. There must have been a bit of the odds in his favor as, yeah, gets the bashes off and has found that solo kill onto Yoku. So, yeah, another kill here for Newbee. 3 kills on the board. And again, up to a very strong start top lane. Light Strike Array always want to fly in a lot of trouble. They're going to be able to pick up that one. 1 dead Witch Doctor. And Moo going to be able to live this one through. The dagger is that just a level 1? It's just a level 1 dagger. He's A-okay. Resolution will grab himself this top room, but still at the moment, this early game looking very good for Newbee.
Now they're winning mid marginally. Bottom, more charges.
Is he going to get a bash?
Oh my god.
He is. June. Oh. He's got the charge, and Yoku now does have the bottle on him, so it's going to be alright for this time.
He still needs to be careful, though. All it takes is 1 charge, another bash, and he can just be dead.
Mid lane. Aloha Dance with an Invis rune. Eyeing up Rabbit. Rabbit has got 2 points in the corrosive skin, though. Could be a help on the side blades, actually bringing him low. Very nicely done here from Resolution. They want to try for it. They're going to go for it now here. Oh, they can't all snowball. They're going deep. There's going to be TP reaction. Rabbit going to look for the Dukes. Won't be able to find him. Just go down with the Light Strike Array. Catches Aloha Dance. Can he find this kill here? Sansheng on his own. No, the Sigil coming out. Won't be able to chase that one down. So Empire do get away there with a pick-off in the mid lane.
The rest of Empire are also in the area still. They rotated everyone over here, actually. So now Moo able to just free farm under his tower here. No danger whatsoever. And bottom lane, June continues to farm. He'll be level 6 soon. Because he gets that solo kill. Like, him and Yoku are farming pretty evenly at the moment, but that kill puts him obviously a leg up on the opponent in this lane. And he can get level 6 and just gank whoever he wants. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Maybe TA is one of the few heroes on the team who would require a little bit more work to kill. But if you have a Dust on you, I think they could kill him too.
Never.
And indeed, as you said, June now this very potent point with a 6. Aloha Dance is silent. They have come down here just to see if he comes out. The line being drawn out. They're just worried that June might be charging towards mid. He's not for the time being. Actually going to head his way back to base as he picks up the fully completed treads as well. So fuck, just coming up to 6 minutes in. He's looking very scary.
Yeah, he's going straight on mid.
Resolution looking for stacks. Banana's there. And with the charge, this is going to be kind of hard now. Yeah, they're going to cancel that one. Resolution aware, does back off. But they do know that this stack of Ancients has been created, so we'll see if they're able to do anything in response.
Yeah, it's only with 2 stacks, so it's not really that big. As long as they just get like a couple of good ganks with a Spirit Breaker, I think they're going to start trying to control the map a bit. They even drop a ward in the camp to make sure that they can't stack it after the fact. And here comes the choo-choo.
Indeed, they're going to go for Yoku here. Banana wrapping around as well. Straight on, they've dropped the tombstone. Yoku trying for an RP. Won't actually get it off. And he is going to go down here with a bash. Coming out from June to finish that one off. Yoku dropping yet again. And another kill for Newbee here across the board. It's game 2. Looking to be going in a similar kind of way as game 1 did here for Newbee.
Yeah, Empire is still getting some farm though on their heroes. Like Mag, Yoku's actually is the highest CS right now, and then Queen and TA are both also farming on top of that. So they're not really making any huge concessions other than a couple of kills going the way of Newbee, and the towers have not been pressured really at all. So the mid tower is almost at 100% health, same to be said for the offlane tower. It's just some kills.
Going for the charge in mid. Sansheng moving in forward with Rabbit as well. They've got the Nether Strike. No, they haven't actually. 30 seconds. Okay, they're just going to use some bashes and some right clicks. The Light Strike Array, that'll do. There we go. 1-2. Resolution to fall. The bounce is coming out here with the cask, and they're going to look for June first. Aloha Dancer moving in with the help of Voice. Want to fly. June is trapped up. He's going to be able to get the charge off just to be able to make the escape. Snowball coming in and out of the side trap from the TA will enable Empire to find a return kill. They do get something in return for that one. They do lose that TA there in the mid lane.
I was going to say, if he got away there, that would have been like soul-crushing. Top lane. Can see Yoku here. I think he's actually fine.
Yeah, look at Moo. Moo's
He's got
a little
RP
bit
too.
too low to get that close, yeah. Moo's got to be careful how close he steps to this madness.
Under attack.
Bottom lane, silent. He's finding the space, finding the room, and he is top of the CS board at the moment on this quad.
Yeah. I think that's the one nice thing that Empire have going for them is their cores are actually still fairly mobile. Like TA, you're going to go Blink Dagger. Queen of Pain, you got that Blink built in, so you're not in that kind of weird situation where you're not able to take fights. You can always go for the team fight. June with the Rune Steel, super BM here. Gets that charge off on the Silent, takes it away from him. And as it stands right now, like Moo is farming alright, but it takes a little while for Ember to really get things going.
Oh, he's got level 6 now, so he's going to be able to keep himself constantly sustained in lane, keeping back and remnanting back out. And Yoku's actually found quite a lot from this lane. He's touching on level 8 now at this point. Has the backup of Aloha Dance with a Snowball, Ice Shards and an RP. Maybe they can find something, but Ice Shards not going to catch anyone out here. Smoke up, in fact, from the side of Newbee. They've got June and Sansheng moving around in the Radiant Jungle towards the mid lane. Rabbit's ready and waiting as well. They should be able to catch someone out with the ward drop. They will spot out Silent here. Ping's coming out there. Aware that the crop is in the nearby. There is a fair few here. Resolution as well. This could be a hard one for them. They don't have level 6. They're going to go for it nonetheless. Straight in onto Resolution. Straight away, they've got the Nether Strike this time, and they will pop it here. Bring Resolution back. Light Strike Red. Sonic Wave comes out. Maybe they can turn it Empire. Look for June. They find the Spirit Breaker. Rabbit wants to find the kill. Will get Resolution. Might just lose his own life, and he will. So it's going to be a double kill for Silent, and maybe more. Empire going in onto Sansheng. Skewer back onto the Lina. There's your RP. Onto 2. They'll blow Sansheng. Looking for Banana. They might just find 4, and they will. It's a triple kill for Silent. Empire, they've finally woken up, turned up to the game, and cleaning Newbee right out. Only Moo surviving on this top lane. But what a fight there for Empire. Everyone coming in at just the right time.
That snowball from Aloha Dance was sick. Like that timing, if he didn't get that snowball to bring Yoku in there, there would have been no way they would have gotten any more cleanup kills. Like they would have traded 1 for 2, would have been a marginal gain. Instead, they get Silent with a triple kill, and I really hope June stops that charge. Okay, he did. Thank goodness. Okay, so I mean, Aloha Dance is pretty low there, but I don't think it's worth charging past the tier 3 mid to try to kill him. At this point, the Ember is now level 7, so I don't think that you're going to be seeing dives like that without him starting to react. I think Ember is one of the best, like, mid-game focused kind of fighting heroes that you can have, and he's also extremely hard to lock down. So between their heroes right now, they have the Tusk, they got Mag, they got a Cask, they got an okay amount of lockdown, but I think Ember is going to have to start being a priority for Empire to think about killing.
And you look at the net worth at the moment, and it is the Quap and the TA, the Silent and Resolution combination that is sitting at the top of the moment. But he's very close.
Yeah.
Very close. He's just 3,000 lead, which actually saying that's not too shabby for 10 minutes in.
It's all right. I mean, the thing is, those types of gold leads, at any stage in the game can be turned by like one team fight more often than not. So when it comes to like golden experience lead, sometimes it's only really prevalent depending on what you have. And here we go.
Going for Resolution. They've got 4 of them here. I don't think there's any hope of the TA escaping from this one. And Resolution will go down there.
Middle towers under
There's
attack.
Newbee. Throw everything there on top of the TA.
Yeah, that was the spite 4-man gank. But this is kind of why the TA matchup is not really favorable, because as long as his Spirit Breaker moves.
Coming down to this bottom lane here, trying to 1v1 Silent. Whoa, the snowball coming in time. They might be able to turn this one. Silent's already out of there. There's a charge coming in from June. June looking for the bashes here. Hasn't got the ult available. Moon moving back in as well. Has the searing chains if he can latch it. And he will onto Silent. Silent gets onto Sonic. Wait, they're onto 2. And now blinks away. Sansheng's there though with the clean up of the Dragon Slave. And now with the 4 of them on the side of Newbee. Looking to find a low hot dance as well. He's not going to be able to juke this one out. The Tombstone shot clears out the trees. Double kill for Sansheng.
Yeah, this Lina, man. Level 7 support Lina. 4 kills, 4 assists at 12 minutes in. Sansheng is an absolute beast. He's only got 5 creep kills, but God help him, he has been contributing to these team fights at every single opportunity. So now, probably the big things to keep an eye on for both teams. Blink Dagger going to be coming up soon on Yoku. He's sitting at 1,400 gold right now. Other than that, you're going to be looking to see what item progression Resolution is going to go for. Does he go for the quick Deso? Does he want to go Blink to try to go for a big burst kill? In these types of situations, I feel like TA, like he really wants to make BKB against these heroes. But the other thing too is BKB it's okay, but it's not great.
Oh, we'll see indeed, yeah. How much is sitting on at the moment? Sitting on 1k gold here. The time being, and Yoku is, as you said, getting a lot of space up here. 1,600 at the moment. Newbee just applying pressure on the bottom here with Mu and Sansheng. Trying to finish off this tier 1, but at the moment, yeah, with that fight, Newbee just swing it back round. But all in all, this game a lot closer in game 1.
Still anyone's game, for sure. The CS difference, I think, is the main reason why Empire aren't getting super far behind, because most of the movement that's come out of Newbee has been successful, so they haven't been wasting their time. It's one thing when a team is farming a lot of creeps and they're like still trading even in fights, and then the other team is like ganking all the time and not farming. That's typically when you see like the big difference, right? But for now, Empire maintain themselves at a pretty good amount of creep hits, so they're staying pretty consistent with Newbee's overall net worth and experience game. They do get the safe lane tower, yeah, the deny. Very nice.
Mid lane, Yoku. Hello, dance moving in. Rabbit is there now. They're not going to go for it, looks like, for the time being. Yoku really wants to be careful. Doesn't want to be going too crazy when you're just a couple of hundred away from finishing that Blink Dagger. And okay, it's going to be Newbee smoking up now in their own jungle. What's the plan of action? Mid lane looks like it might be it. Rabbit, he's doing pretty well in terms of the farm game. Level 11 at the moment. And I'd imagine that's his completed mech. Yeah, he has got the mech complete now on Viper. And this is fight time for Newbee. TA did opt for the Blink Dagger, which he has now picked up. With the wraparound here, oh, the ping's coming out. I think they know something might be up. June on to always want to fly, bringing it back. And Tombstone dropped, Slider Fist to slash up the Witch Doctor. And now back to the tower. Tier 1 being pressured. Can Empire do anything? They do have Sonic Wave available here onto Silent. Blink on Resolution. The fight's going to get June wants to start the fight. Going in onto a low hard dance here. Banana getting the decay zone. Forward punch controlling June. And now there's just oh, the RP here!
Oh my
the
God.
Sonic Wave is a triple kill. Catching them all. Yoku with the plays there. Moo's going to look for the TP out. Is he going to be able to get it? He will be the only one escaping. Yoku saving the team fight there for Empire. What a Blink Dagger. I can't remember the last time I saw a Blink Dagger reveal that spectacular.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about last game, Sansheng had a pretty good reveal.
That's
true.
Like a
3 or 4 man
that
echo,
was
right?
a Sansheng leveler.
That was
reveal.
Sick. Yoku, I'm so glad he's having a better game. Like last game, he seemed a little bit out of sorts, you know. I mean, here comes Mu.
Mu. No, that was it. That was it. Just a quick one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, I mean, Empire. That was some impressive action.
That was, I mean, that's one way to get momentum, right? You get a really good 4-man RP into Sonic Wave Scream, just kill pretty much everyone on the side of Newbee. Mu's the only one who was able to escape there. That is the way. That is definitely the way. So with that kind of fight, you can look to see the item progression of some of the heroes kind of speed up a bit. typically, can you get like one item, like a Blink Dagger on Mag, that could turn a game really big, you start to see the net worth of some heroes kind of skyrocket after a few really good engagements. So hopefully Resolution get himself to something nice here. He's got a
1v1 with Resolution. Resolution's actually getting charged as well. Resolution with the bait though, because here comes the snowball. Catching by June. June getting caught out here now with the Walrus Punch. Tombstone has been dropped in as well. Always want to fly, looking at it go. June using the truck to get himself up, but there we go. Yoku with the skewer. Finishes off your Spirit Breaker now. Always want to find a lot of trouble as Rabbit moves in. Can they turn this? They are going to be fighting us with Tombstone if they try and go back in here, Empire. Both teams with one hero down. And he's moving forward. Mech's being blocked, and well, he's going to blink forward here, Resolution. Trying to find Banana, and they will, with a shockwave there from Yoku. They get themselves a second kill with this engagement now. Okay, Silence turned up. Alora's getting low. They will lose the Tusk here, so it's a 2 for 2. The trade remains even. Silent blinking himself up to the high ground. And 3 of them sticking around here. Now, moves. Oh, okay, Resolution going forward. Won't get caught out by the light strike, but he will get caught out by Silent here with the Yule setup. Sansheng needs to be careful, and the Sonic Wave clipping him just at the edge. Will bring down the Lina.
These fights are getting a little bit hectic.
Talking about hectic, June. He's not going to charge that deep. They've even got the Death Ward back available in 20 seconds if the fight continues. Yoku's got an RP here. They could very well jump back in on this Empire. With Lohadon's coming in, topping up Yoku with the bottle charges. I mean, Newbee needs to be very aware of this RP coming in for round 2. Because Yoku, he's certainly ready to go. And look at this, Empire have this ward here. They've got perfect vision, waiting to see if Newbee group up. And Newbee at the moment just keeping themselves behind the tier 1. I think they're aware that Empire are ready to look for more blood.
Well, both teams want to fight. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You got Spearbreaker charging in. And June, once again, he's found his target. It's going to be bottom lane. Silent does have that Yules, though, so if he sees it coming, okay, yeah, he's just going to TP away. So nice move coming in from Silent, realizing that he's going to be in trouble. They got some good warding.
They move. Might be able to get this. They would have to expend the RP die. He just tries for it with the skewer. The Remnant was there, so not going to be able to find it with that 1-2. Resolution now managed to pick up the Mithril Hammer on top of his Blink Dagger towards, I mean, I'd imagine after Blink Deso. Yeah. Udi's a BKB would be safe, but Deso's going to be a lot of fun. And,
the nice thing about his particular build is when you have Blink Deso with somebody like Magnus on your team or Tusk, the setups are really nice because you can snowball into like a Blink meld and you just kill that hero straight away. And the minus armor also synergizes very nicely with the Tuskar punch. So you deal more damage with the Tusk punch as long as the meld comes out first on top of that. So it's really good synergy. Yoki, he's got RP.
Silent going for Banana. There we go. RP onto 2. Catches Moo and Banana. It's a Banana Moo as there's 33 seconds down after the Undying. Moo trying to get the Slight Fist out, and now will Remnant away. He's going to live, but always want to fly. Looking at it go, and they just can't stop him. June getting low. Is he going to be able to keep himself alive? He's going to live through this one, and this is a disaster for Empire. They've actually lost 3 heroes off the back of what was a pretty good RP to start off with. Yoku's going to be in trouble as well as he's going to fall. And Newbee coming back, fighting back with vengeance, taking 4 of Empire and only losing the Undying there.
I think there was a bit of miscommunication when they went in because the RP hit on 2. They immediately kill one of the heroes, but instead of hitting the Ember and making sure that Moo died, Resolution was hitting the Tombstone. Like, he didn't actually turn around to try to go for the kill, and that way, Moo actually managed to get away, and because of that, it allowed Newbee to continue chasing and just clean up the rest of Empire. So when RP comes out, you pretty much have to prioritize the heroes that are stunned and try to kill them in that RP. Because otherwise, like, what's the point of using the ulti in the first place? So maybe they weren't exactly sure how they wanted to go about it. Maybe Resolution thought that killing the Tombstone was more important than killing the Ember Spirit, but I think after that, he will definitely change the way that he was going about those fights.
Yeah, Empire need to be a little bit careful about throwing away fights like that. There's going to be a charge on Resolution. Doesn't look like there's going to be any follow-up. Nah, they're going to cancel that one. And yeah, he's closing in on his second Mithril Hammer, so you know, this Desolator is going to be pretty much right around the corner here for the TA. Always want to fly. He's looking pretty poor. Hasn't really been able to find himself anything at the moment. No sign of that Aghanim's on your Witch Doctor. Which is a shame because he's been managing to land some pretty nice death wards. And getting some good durations off him. He's found Silent, and there was going to be a charge, but again, cancelled by June. Newbee just waiting for that perfect moment to jump. And okay, there it is. So Deso now complete here for Resolution.
And that opens up Roshan opportunities for Empire. Actually, Resolution can solo it with those items. If he can find an opportunity to just go in there and just start dealing damage to Roche without Newbee realizing, he can just take it for free. Unfortunately for him, there's a ward that would see some of the more obvious pathing that he would take towards that pit, and Newbee maintain their tier 1 mid and their tier 1 in the offlane, so doing Roshan right now is even more risky. I think he'll probably just be okay to continue farming, as he is the highest CS in the game, actually, right now. And overall, in terms of net worth, he is also highest, along with Silent on the Queen of Pain. And then Yoku, he's actually top 5 as well. So he's continued to keep a pretty good level of farm up throughout this game, even with his contributions and his RPs.
Yeah, Blink Dagger 4-staff complete on top of the Arcane Boot. Yoku looking pretty good for himself 21 minutes in. Moo, he's closing in on that Battle Fury, just halfway there through the final sword. 22 minutes in on top of the tread and the Aquila, not bad at all here for Moo. That's going to hold Newbee in a pretty good position as we go kind of forward into the later portions of the game. Rabbit working on his Aghanim Scepter, and again about 3/4 of the way there, just a couple of hundred before the penultimate item. And June looks like he's going to be opting for a BKB here potentially on the Spirit Breaker.
Under attack.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. The less disables that Empire can throw at you, the better off you're going to be. Spirit Breaker's only job during a team fight is to be a jerk. Like, just disrupt people, bash them all over the place, maybe go for a solo kill on something like Witch Doctor, or maybe you hold the Magnus down long enough to where his team just dies before he's able to get a good RP. There's a lot of options that you have, but the general rule of thumb is just charge with BKB, ult somebody, keep him locked down.
Oh, Empire, looks like they want to go here. They've got the RP available. Haste Rune at the moment on Resolution, moving towards the top lane. And now he's going to go straight in here onto the... Oh, wow, one hit. Doing a hell of a lot here to Banana. We're going to charge forward. And actually, what Resolution, that TP's not going to work out, son. And Life Strike Array is going to miss, but the Searing Chains and pretty much everything else isn't. Gets the Refraction off. We'll be able to do a little bit of return damage onto June, but nonetheless loses his life. And I got to say, that TP was unfortunately for him not the play.
I don't actually know why he TP'd. Maybe his haste was wearing off and he thought that he had to TP to get away. Like, maybe that was his mentality, but he kind of...
But he had the blink.
Like, no, he blinked in.
Oh, yeah. I think he blinked in to hit the Undying.
Yeah, so... I don't know, that was weird. A bit uncharacteristic of Resolution to do something like that. I think as soon as he blinked in, he realized that he made a mistake because he didn't have enough time on the haste rune left to be able to really pursue that, and he saw the tombstone being dropped, so he's like, alright, I just want to run, but I can't actually run away normally, so I have to go for a TP, and then June just... He gave him the moo cow, and then suddenly life was hard.
Yeah, and off the back of that, Newbee are going to look to take this tier 1 on the top lane. And they will do so indeed. That's going to have that finished Battle Fury up now for Moo on his Ember. Well, there we go. So Co-op now, Silent has finished off the Aghanims. Level 13 at the moment on this hero. And Yoku 1k on top of the Blink 4-star. Overall, in terms of the graphs, it's very even for 24 minutes in. And I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again, Empire. It's certainly kind of the Empire we expect after the first game performance, which was... it wasn't really class A.
Well, again, I think they put a couple of people on heroes they might not be accustomed to. I think Yoku has totally blossomed in the second game in comparison to what we saw in game 1. Like, that 4-man RP, they are pretty much even in this game because of Yoku's Magnus. Like, his play so far has been very solid. Even in that 1 RP top where he gets 2 and skewers them in, I think that was more kind of Resolution not targeting properly than, you know, the RP being bad. But now Silent, big charge down here.
Oh, he's actually going to go in onto Sansheng, and well, it's the bait successful as they turn it around. Newbee, June just turning up right in time, and that's a big kill there. Lena getting 630 gold there for that bounty onto the quad.
That was very well executed. Because if he saw the Spirit Breaker coming, then he would have Yules. But the thing is, the Light Strike Array came in as the Spirit Breaker was coming into vision, so he basically had no time to react, and he got his blink baited out. So Sansheng knew the stun would land, so overall, very nice coming in from Newbee. Now they get themselves a Roshan. I wonder who they're going to give this to. Maybe Moo, I guess? You can give it to Rabbit, but I think he's actually so tanky he probably doesn't need it.
Especially now with the Aghanim is complete as well, yeah.
And Ember's a pretty decent Aegis carrier as well, because he has high mobility, so you can keep like a Spirit out. Oh no, wait, they did give it to Viper. Okay.
Okay. I mean, good luck killing him twice. It's
yeah, for sure.
He is going to be right on the front of these pushes when they go for it. I mean, that's one thing they haven't really done, Newbee. They've not grouped up too much. They have taken down the tier 1s. Last game, the 20 minutes in, I mean, they were knocking on the tier 2s in a fair few different lanes. But I guess that was when they had the DK. They did have arguably a little bit more of a pushing potential than they do with this lineup, which is certainly more of a skirmishing one. Aloha Dance. They're just going to back up here. They're banana wrapping around. But, they did have a ward up, but it's been dewarded here. So Empire doing this quite nicely. They're shutting off this position in which a lot of the charges were coming out from Mr. Space Cow earlier. June.
Yeah, I think the Spear Breaker pick has actually been very important for Newbee, just being disruptive in the team fights. Given the fact that when a Spear Breaker charges you, there's some heroes that you don't want to play against because they don't have to commit very much to stopping your initiation. But Magnus, for example, and Witch Doctor having to use like Skewer or an RP or even your Cask, you don't want to have to use those abilities suboptimally. Like, you want to get a good RP, you want to get a good Cask. And when you have to throw them out just to stop June from going into the team fight, it becomes a huge issue because then Moo can run rampant and do whatever he wants, and Rabbit can just throw out the Viper Strike, and then all of a sudden you got a couple of heroes who are just getting kited around and dying. So against some heroes, Spear Breaker can function very well against, and I think that in this matchup, June has had a pretty easy game in terms of what he's able to do inside of these engagements.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Towards the
attack.
middle lane, June and Rabbit applying the pressure onto this tier 2. The backup is there for Empire. Yoku, of course, with the RP available. We're seeing if we're going to find some opening, but Newbee have got this ward down here, so they're going to see any kind of movement from Empire towards the tier 2. It's going to be very hard for Empire to get this jump. And they're just keeping themselves split up and safe. Crystallis has now been picked up by Moo now on top of the Battle Fury. So in these fights, he's going to be able to have quite a bit of a punch if he can get those crits out.
He's not going for the double Battle Fury, dude. I think this is the first game that we cast that an Ember didn't go double Battle Fury, right? Because I think we saw like 3 Embers and 2 of them went double Battle Fury. One of them's gone Crystallis Battle Fury. Or Battle Fury Crystallis, rather. But it's all dependent on the team composition, right? Sometimes it's better to go double Battle Fury because you get more damage based on how close people are together. And sometimes if the team is going to be spread out, like you got Queen, TA can be considered like a semi-ranged hero when you have that Sideblade maxed out, and then Witch Doctor. You're probably not going to get the kind of cleaving that you would hope for. So maybe getting the other damage item is just better. And plus, there's some heroes that are just squishy that you can immediately kill with just a good crit. Like Always Want to Fly. The guy's got 800 HP. That's not much.
A couple of crits and he will be down. 19 for 15. A little bit of a slower point of this game in which no one's really catching either team out. Both teams playing rather safely. The difference at the moment, as we can see, it's selling at a very tiny amount. It is pretty much even across the board. Very, very close between these two sides. And it looks like Yoku, with the first Perseverance now with the Void Stone, is going to go straight for the Refresher now after the 4 stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty standard build from Mag. You should have enough mana with these items. If you make sure that you have a good amount of charges on your wand, like he has 17, he can double Arcanes, he can bottle a few times. You should easily be able to use all of your
They're going to go for Silent. He's got the Eels to buy him sometime, but he has already blinked once. They're going to maybe need to bash. They've got the Nether Strike. That'll hold him in place now with the Remnant Burst. There we go. A little bit of an end to that moment of peace we're having in the game as June picks up that kill onto the Queen of Pain. Now this may be go time for Newbee. This Rabbit turning up to the bottom lane. Both Yoku and Aloha Dance backing up, maybe not wanting to fight because they don't have their quad for 40 seconds. It could be a little bit of an opening here for Newbee to get something done.
Radiant's middle tower
I think
is
with
under
the
attack.
Remnant in the jungle as well, they can just go as hard as they want. Like, they don't have to wait. Queen being dead should probably secure the tier 2. And right now, they need to rely on big RPs. Like Yoku, he's already had a really good game. He's going to have to continue having a very good game, I think, if Empire want to try to come back. Because it's going to get to a stage very quickly where that Ember, he's going to become too mobile. He deals too much damage. They don't really have a good way of holding him down other than just popping an RP on him, or maybe the Tusk gets a good blink punch.
More Rabbit. Oh, the Ice Shard's not just trapping him in. And there's your Quap. So Quap now, Silent back in the game. And Newbee, I'm well aware of this, backing up. And okay, Moo's going to be able to bottle himself here and Invis Room. Has got 2,400 gold now on top of the Crystallis. So we'll be closing in on completing that Daedalus if he wishes to do so as his next purchase. And
yeah,
Silent, do you think Silent just goes for the straight up BKB here?
Is BKB... is it that good? I'm thinking like it blocks a lot of damage. So it blocks Flame Guard, Searing Chains, obviously, Lena's damage. Yeah, okay, it's probably BKB. I think that because the Lena has Yules, that kind of solidifies it for me.
Yeah, and I guess the fact, yeah, Lena's nowhere near an Aghanim Scepter. June gonna hold back on this one. And, oh, they'll be able to trap him. No, unfortunately not again. Just pushes him outside. But still just this bit of a stalemate here between these two sides. No one really feeling confident enough to go straight in onto the other. But it certainly is Newbee that's pretty much got the majority of the map control, and Empire feeling a little bit more timid. Now they're going to try and fight up against it. They've smoked up. They want to try and break themselves out of their portion of the map and see if they can catch out Newbee. They've got this RP. It's going to all be about Yoku's initiation, really. What can he find here? Banana and June are going to dispel the smoke onto Silent. We didn't quite have the vision, though. Still Yoku's. Maybe they're gonna see if they can use Silent to bait here. Because Silent was already picked off once. Maybe Newbee will feel that they can do it again. Yoku's just going to reveal himself here. And still not able to get a jump onto Newbee.
Well, if they need to have a good RP, somebody needs to lead the fight off. It can't be Yoku going in first. Like, Yoku has to be the one to go for the RP after things have already kicked off. So they need, like, Aloha Dance to go in, or they need maybe, like, even Resolution to a degree. Charge here onto Aloha Dance. Okay, it's going to get cancelled.
Okay, that's an RP there. Catches 3 of them. Stewards a couple back into the team, but they're actually still alive. Popping the mech. Always want to fly, trying to do it. The Death Fall getting low, and he will do it. That's going to be the Viper falling down now. June with the bashes onto Resolution with another strike, but June is going to be careful. Resolution doing a fair bit of damage. Will get caught up by the Light Tracker rape off of Sansheng. And Newbee, they've got 4. So's Empire's 4-4 at the moment. Still alive. They're getting healed up here by the Soul Rip. Yoku, can he go back in? Maybe look for a potential skew in a few seconds. A couple of seconds and he will have it. Slider Fist going to cancel it now, Remnanting away. June's actually going to go back in. The Yule's there. Juking it out there for Silent. And there, okay, blinking forward for Silent. Again, the Yule, this time for Sansheng, going to try and combo this one up. Will find him in the Light Tracker Ray. The Snowball coming out. It's going to go straight for Sansheng. Looking for the Lena kill. Will get it. There's the Sonic Wave. And oh, Yoku bringing back the Undying into the Sonic Wave. Aha! Just cleaning up with the Slider Fist and now looking for more. You can have a Slider Fist in a second, but it's not going to be soon enough.
The damage.
Double kill from Resolution as they clean up Newbee. What a, it was a long fight, a disjointed fight, but at the end of the day, it is Empire that come out on top. And I gotta say, these are some full kind of man-on-man. These are really kind of hearty, everyone playing to the best of their ability, and very close ordeals between the two sides.
I gotta say though, that Sideblade 2 from Resolution on the high ground, like he sidebladed, and I think, who was it that he killed with it? I think it was a Spirit Breaker, so June was sitting like on the high ground, retreating away. Resolution Sideblades a creep on the low ground, gets a kill, and the RP at the beginning of the fight, June actually BKB'd, so he didn't get skewered back. If he didn't BKB, I think Empire would have like totally annihilated that fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
23-20 at the moment to Newbee. Empire certainly closing the gap. And as we can see, they did slowly over time. This was kind of the period when Newbee were taking control of Empire's jungle. But now after that fight, Empire sweeping it back, but it's still only very, very small differences. Off the back of that fight, though, Yoku has now got the Refresher all completed.
Refresher RP, I don't know if Newbee really have what it takes to fight against that yet. Like, they're going to have to start focusing Yoku somehow. Like, at least make it so he can't RP the way that he has been. Like, hitting 3 or 4 heroes 2 times in a row, that's not going to be okay. Like, Newbee won't win that fight, ever. So they're going to need to find a way to address that. I guess you can just have June BKB and go in, like, all the way. And here we go. Going to have a smoke up here from Newbee. They're looking for something here.
Well, let's see if they can find it. At the moment, farming the lane, Silent. Okay, charge for June. They want to go straight in onto the quad. And here we go. BKB pop by June. He is going to take no for it. Well, Silent gets himself inside the Snowball. Very nicely done. Maybe they can turn it around. And it looks like they can. They've killed the Spirit Breaker. The Death Ward doing work. Looking for a low hard dance here. The Tombstone has been taken away as Resolution comes in with the right clicks. And Moo has to remnant himself back. It's a 2-for-1 so far off the back of this. The rest of Empire getting themselves out. And Newbee there with their smoke, with their brashness, with the initiation, do come out on top, as we can see. Just a few, about 1,500 gold change. They are going to be able to stake some of these Ancients as well here for Moo, who has now got 2,200 gold on top of the Battle Fury Daedalus combination.
Yeah, it's pretty common for teams to do that smoke because again, even Empire probably knew it because there was a trap in the pit, so they know Roshan's up. And Roshan is always going to be high priority at this stage in the game. We're getting to the 35, 40-plus minute mark. Roshan starts to be very, very important for both teams because they inflated net worths of all the cores. So I think it was maybe not the fight that Empire were looking for, but also keep in mind that Yoku didn't use a single RP. Like, he had RP up at the end of the fight. He was forced out in a way where he wasn't able to get the kind of counter initiation that he was looking for. And if Empire keep having that happen, they might have a bigger problem on their hands.
Empire, I gotta be careful about it. That's for sure. Still at the top of the net worth, it is your Resolution TA with the BKB Manta style on top of the Desto and the Blink. Talking about Blink, Ember is going to be the option, item of choice on top of the Daedalus and the Battle Fury now.
Well, I mean, Blink Dagger is something that I think the Chinese teams do on Ember a lot.
Ooh,
Smoke here from Empire.
Indeed, moving close. They'll drop the ward. They know Sansheng and Banana are around. Yoku, it's going to be up to him. Ice Child's coming out. We'll catch a couple of them. Yoku, when's he going to jump in? Yules, he's waiting for an opportune moment here. They've got to kick off the fight already, bringing Sansheng low. Yoku still not looking for the... wanting the initiation. It's all right there. They've found two already. June's trying to fight up here with another strike, trying to control Magnus. Therefore, doing what he can against Rabbit. And Rabbit's getting low here. Rabbit might just drop. They're going to be able to go in with a low art dancer resolution and find themselves the third pickoff of this fight. And now looking for June. There was actually an RP here onto Moo. You've got to see if they can actually control him up. That's the first RP here.
He's got Refresher.
He's got the second one, and he's going to use it looking for Moo. With the Arcane Boost, he hasn't enough mana. Can't quite find Moo. Moo proving to be a little bit too elusive. Deso will connect. There's not going to be any chance of the Blink. They're trying to hunt it down, and this could be a dead Ember Spirit. No! He's got the Remnant. Jukes it out very nicely there with the Blink. Gets himself out. But that's what that can be said for the Ember. Not for the rest of the team, though. Newbee losing 4. Empire just losing the 1. And off the back of that, Empire are going to find themselves Roshan. What a fight there for the Empire.
I mean, that fight actually went so well for them, even though Yoku RP'd pretty much just an ancient. He RP'd a dragon. He didn't RP a hero. So, very fortunate for Empire to walk away with that now resolution, with that Manta style being done, has that Aegis of the Immortal in his inventory. I mean, after game 1, I was really thinking that Newbee kind of had the advantage in terms of, you know, they played extremely well, and it was, what, like 38-11 or something like that, was the end score in game 1. But now, game 2, on the back of Yoku's Magnus and resolution with that TA, Empire pulling it back.
Yeah, I think it was, we said it was just, this is just an Empire lineup, and Empire knowing exactly what to do with it this game. It's looking very, very strong indeed so far, and now the graph's starting to break away a little bit more. Heading up to 7.5k now. Okay, Silent needs to be a little bit careful because there is a charge coming in from June. He looks ready to commit. Oh, no. Okay, sees Yoku there on the Magnus. Doesn't want to chance it when it's just himself and Moo in the neighborhood.
I really like the fact that Newbee is still playing aggressive, even though they lost like the last engagement pretty hard. They lost Roshan. They still can't sit there and just let Empire do whatever they want. You know, you still have to try to apply pressure in some way. And this game could still go either direction. Like, even though Empire has taken a couple of really commanding leads in terms of fights, you can't just say, all right, well, we lost the fight, so now we have to play passive. It's like Newbee are still looking for openings. They're still trying to exploit weaknesses that Empire have. I'm fairly certain that we're going to see a lot more action before this game ends.
I'm sure we will. 39 minutes in and 25-26.
Radiant's courier has been
courier
killed.
down.
Okay, didn't have anything on, though, fortunately, for the side of Empire.
Yep.
A little bit of extra gold. They're going to the team of Newbee. Sansheng trying to work towards here. Aghanims now has got the point booster and 1k gold on top of it. 4,200 in the bank for TA. Banana, he's been pretty poor this game, unfortunately, for the guys. Second, actually, is the lowest now on the net worth. Just behind Witch Doctor as well. Witch Doctor kind of been taking one for the team they always want to fly. But after the back of that fight, he has actually managed to catch up quite nicely with the workings of an Aghanim Scepter. And in fact, well, he's going to have that in about 200 gold. And level 14 as well for the second point of Death Ward. It's going to be something that Newbee are going to have to be scared of in the fights as they kick off. We've already seen pretty much every time Always Want to Fly seems to be able to get off a very nice duration of the Death Ward.
Yeah, it's because there's too much other things to worry about. Like, you have to worry about resolution with BKB being in your face, dealing a ton of damage. You have to worry about Yoku's RP. There's so many other things on Newbee's priority list that Death Ward just hasn't been one of them. But soon, with the Aghanims completed, as you mentioned, they'll have to also find a way to address that. And I think to a degree, Empire just has so many high threat abilities that Newbee can't deal with all of them. Like, there's just no way. They don't have the amount of disables they need to be able to stop all of those things in conjunction. And top lane?
Well, Mood trying to go on to a low hard dancer. Low hard dancer, he's got the snowball, and now with the TP. It's all good though. Mood's got the remnants out. Will be able to get himself away. And the blink back as well. Very nicely done there from a low hard dance, just to make sure that Mood wasn't able to catch him off guard as he drew the snowball into the Radiant jungle, just kind of by the secret shot. But 25 to 26, 41 minutes. And well, it's going to be TA. What's he going to go for? Resolution. 5,800 gold. What's next on his menu?
I guess he goes crit.
Okay.
I mean, typically a late game TA can go back for stuff like Lifesteal and sell Deso, but I don't think he's to that point yet. I think Butterfly is good. Desolator, or excuse me, Daedalus is also good since he has Desolator. So either one of those things, just giving you that damage output you're going to need. You really want to burst heroes like Ember crazy hard, and I think for that, Daedalus is probably the best choice.
Well, here we go, trying to push down the mid with that Deso, doing a hell of a lot. There's the defense move. Trying to get what he can out with the Slider Fist. Bring them low, Viper Strike, throwing out onto a low hard dance. He's ticking him down, but they've got to always want to fly, of course, with this Voodoo Restoration. The sustain is certainly real here for Empire. And Resolution just stays strong and continues to push it back up here. He's going to walk up into this and actually taking a lot of damage here. Resolution needs to be careful. Will Manta away. Viper Strike to hit onto him. He's got the refraction in a few seconds, and again, always want to fly there, topping him up, keeping him safe. And this time, Empire back right up, kind of feeling the wrath of Newbee from the high ground, and Newbee showing it's going to be quite hard for Empire to break this high ground.
There's also no reason to give away the Aegis for free, so you can go back and maybe heal up. They still have a little bit of time left on it. I think they have roughly like 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. So if they can make use of it in a better way than just walking up high ground and dying before the tier 3 goes down, that would be ideal. And plus, because they have that DD there... Oh, the Aegis is actually gone already, never mind. Okay, so that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. So the Aegis being gone now means that he can finish his Daedalus, Courier's alive, has double damage.
Newbee is smoked up at the same time as well, wrapping around into the jungle. Line getting drawn towards a low hard dance and silent. Looks like they're going to be the targets here in June. He's going to lead the way. They are going to spot it out now. Ping's coming out from Resolution. He knows that this is kicking off, and in fact, they found Resolution. Resolution will be able to blink himself out, and June going straight in on his own at the moment with the BKB. He has the Shadow Blade complete as well, walking himself out. Sancheng now with the Ghost Scepter throwing out Dragon Slave. Tombstone's being dropped from Banana, and Yoku still going to be able to find any kind of RP in this fight, but the side blade, Sancheng will go down. Yoku just getting himself away. Oh, with the punch there, but the Slider Fist removed. The damage is just too much. It's the 3-for-1 at the moment. Rabbit trying to fight up against Resolution, and Rabbit's got the backup now. Moo, Resolution winning his position here with the meld. So they don't have any detection between these two heroes. It looks like the fight may just end as a 3-for-1 trade there, yet again favoring Empire, coming off very nicely. And that was in a fight that Yoku didn't even need to use any of his RPs.
It seems like whenever Yoku doesn't use an RP, they win the fight, which makes like no sense, because you pick Mag for the sole purpose of being able to get that big ultimate off in a team fight, or at the very least you throw an Empower out onto someone and they can hit a little bit harder. So during that engagement, Resolution, he showed a lot of restraint by not coming back out and trying to hit Moo again, because he still had that double damage, right? But he didn't actually have the Daedalus on him as he just finished it right now, so he can send that out. He'll be able to burst people even harder than he has been before. And instead of going for a risky play that could have resulted in him dying and then being forced to buy back, he just instead waits. Like, it's a high risk, high reward. Like, maybe he kills Moo, maybe he doesn't. But either way, I think he potentially would have died if he went for that.
Yoku, he's got a Shadow Blade complete.
Yep. Pretty standard stuff coming out from the mag. The thing about Shadow Blade in the late game is it's pretty much a better version of Glimmer Cape, because you're only using it to initiate. Glimmer Cape only lasts like 5 seconds, but Shadow Blade, it lasts 14, so that's ample time to get yourself into a better position. Whereas sometimes in the fight, if you use Shadow Blade to run away, it's not that good, because people can have sentries or they can have dust and they pop it when you run. But if you're just using it to get into the engagement, it's a very, very powerful tool for somebody like Magnus.
Well, Gem now picked up by Lina, and that is certainly going to help them against these Yoku initiations. And here comes the push, potentially 3 heroes, 4 heroes in fact on the side of Empire at the moment. In the mid, a low hard dance on the top. That's Solar Crest on top of the Blinken. Gonna go in on the Moo here. Moo will be able to win it. Oh, that's a big RP! Catches 3, the Sonic Wave, the Death Ward! 3 heroes suddenly dead on the side of Newbee out of nowhere. What a play there from Empire. The buyback's coming out. Oh my god, resolution! 2 hits! And the cow is down. 52 seconds on the sidelines. And this is, I mean, a low on dance now. War's punching.
They got another RP.
This is big. If they can find this RP from Yoku, this could be game, and he's going to move forward. Just going to use the skew here to bring Rabbit back. He's bringing him close with the leader. There's your RP. Sanchez and Rabbit getting caught in it. Yoku, perfect execution. Rabbit will fall here. Trying to do what he can here, move, but the damage from Resolution is too much. Everyone's dead on Newbee, and that's with the buybacks expended. GG called. Empire do it in a matter of those final 2 plays there. And I've got to say, Yoku Magnus, the resolution damage in tandem pretty much just ended the game right then.
You got to pick that hero for him every game. He played so well. The thing about Magnus is a lot of people, they fall into this trap of always using him as counter initiation, like waiting until the enemy team groups up, taking a team fight, and then you go in and you get a good RP. Yoku doesn't even need that opening. He just sees the opportunities as they come out in the game normally. Like the fight hadn't even kicked off yet. He finds 3 heroes.